We are right in the middle of a handheld gaming revolution. No longer are we constrained to playing video games in our homes or on the living room sofa, having to share the television with your mum. It seems like everyone is jumping on the handheld bandwagon at the moment, and rightfully so. According to Wikipedia, so take this with a pinch of salt, handhelds are the all-time second, third, and fourth most popular type of console ever sold, just behind the PlayStation 2. There are 101 different retro gaming handhelds on the market right now. Microsoft has buddied up with Asus to release the ROG Xbox Ally, and have even announced that they are improving the Windows operating system, so it's a more efficient platform for handheld devices. And this is most likely an attempt to make Windows a contender in the increasing handheld gaming market, and to try and prevent the likely takeover of SteamOS. You're in the way. You're in the way. And speaking of SteamOS, we have the device which, in my opinion, pretty much kicked off this rather exciting modern handheld craze. This is the Steam Deck, the handheld device that allows you to play nearly any game in your Steam library and beyond, wherever you are. Now, this isn't a review, but as a quick overview, the Steam Deck first launched by Valve in 2022, and is essentially a portable PC built specifically for gaming. It runs Valve's own Linux-based operating system, has a 7-inch LCD or 7.4-inch OLED screen, depending on the model you purchased, and has full controller inputs with trackpads and gyro controls, and can even be docked to play on a TV screen, as though it were a regular console, or even be used as a regular Linux-based PC in desktop mode. It was one of the first consoles to really blur the lines between a console and a PC, and even though it launched in 2022, it still stands as one of the best handheld devices currently on the market. And with that, I want to give you my top 5 reasons why I believe you need to become a proud new owner of a Steam Deck. Number 1, it's portable. And yes, I know I'm starting with the obvious one, but that's because it really is a big deal. This isn't portable in the traditional handheld sense. These aren't separate versions of your favorite games built specifically for weaker hardware. This is your actual PC library, with your Steam Cloud saves all running on something that just fits into your backpack. Also, the majority of Steam Deck approved games support sleep mode, meaning when you're done playing, you can just push the power button to put it to sleep. Then later on, you could just power it back on and pick up right where you left off. For a good while, I was using my Retroid Flip 2 or my iPad to stream games from either my PC or from GeForce Now, which worked fine, but it was only once I started playing on the Steam Deck that I realized just how freeing it is to not have to worry about my network connection, latency issues, or of course, the dreaded GeForce Now queues. Number 2, SteamOS. Now, Steam has come a long way since its big picture mode released back in 2012. For a long time now, Steam has been working to build something that feels less like a PC storefront and more like a proper console operating system. SteamOS has been designed to be the perfect operating system for gaming. It's been built to be fully accessible with a controller, but still offers full mouse and keyboard support, as well as having an optional desktop mode that works just like a regular user-friendly version of Linux. I'm not going to go into too much depth about the desktop mode, as it's basically just a UI-based Linux distro. But in gaming mode, we have all the usual features that we love from Steam. We have quick and easy access to the Steam store and our Steam library, with both highlighting games that are great on Steam Deck. We have the ability to create custom controller layouts for our games, with community uploads making it easier than ever to find a good custom controller layout for a game that maybe isn't really designed for controllers in the first place. Steam Remote Play is also completely seamless. If there is a game that you want to play that's installed on your main PC, but not on your Steam Deck, it will automatically detect it and offer to stream it instead of install it. Alternatively, if you do still want to install it, it will actually pull the files across the local network from your PC instead of across the internet, to make the download and install process even faster. Real quick, before we move on to reason number 3, if you're still here and enjoying the video so far, please feel free to drop me a sub. I'm real close to 1,000 subs right now, which feels like a big old milestone for a creator like me. Anyway, number 3, Proton. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but all of the games that I want to play don't have Linux installers. They're only built for Windows. Well, that's not really a problem anymore. The Steam Deck uses a heavily modified version of Wine called Proton. Proton is basically a compatibility layer that allows Windows-based games to run on the Steam operating system. This means you can play almost any game you like on the Steam Deck. A good example is something like World of Warcraft, a game that isn't even available on Steam. There isn't an official Linux client, but Proton has no trouble running it. It's also probably worth mentioning that whilst you can pretty much play any Windows game with Proton, there are multiple versions available and you may need to spend some time testing to find the version that runs your game the best. Also, games with anti-cheat, such as Valorant, won't be able to run. Number 4. Retro gaming. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll see that I'm a huge fan of retro-style gaming handhelds. And I have a number of different handhelds that give me that gooey, warm, nostalgic feeling that you get when playing some of the games you used to own as a kid. Now, the Steam Deck is obviously not a retro handheld. Quite the opposite, in fact. It can emulate pretty much any console that can be emulated. Except the Switch, of course. Thanks, Nintendo. Just download RetroArch from the Steam store for free, and with a little bit of setup, you have access to running pretty much any game you can remember from your childhood. I really like having retro handhelds that give you that nostalgic feeling, such as the Anbernic RGDS, which is designed to look and feel like the original DS Lite. But these devices are often Android-based or just not powerful enough to run certain games. The Steam Deck is just a convenient little package that allows me to have all of my retro games in the same place that I have all of my more modern games that I like to play. Number 5, value. Now, I appreciate this is a bit of a boring reason, especially to be the headliner of the top 5 list, but to be honest, it really is one of the main reasons I decided to buy a Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is basically a PC, only it doesn't cost a ton of money to buy. The cheapest version of the Steam Deck is just under £350 if you purchase it directly from Steam's website. And I was actually lucky enough to pick mine up on sale for just £279. Now, there are higher spec models available that really only provide significant improvements to the screen and battery life, with the most expensive 1TB model costing just under £570. But even at this price, I think you're still getting a crazy amount of value here. I'm not really going to go deep into specs in this video, but I will pop them on screen in case you're a specs person. But the short version is that I'm yet to find a game that doesn't run on this. Don't get me wrong though, for some games you do need to dial the graphics down quite a bit to squeeze out close to 60 FPS. That being said though, I don't think anybody realistically expects a handheld to be able to achieve 60 FPS on Cyberpunk anyway. I have to say, I'm absolutely gushing over the Steam Deck. I've had it for about 6 months now, and I just love the feeling of opening up the little carry case that comes with it, taking it out and just chilling in front of the TV or in the hotel room, and just playing with all the saves that I have on my main PC at home. Anyway, thanks for watching this one to the end. If you do have a Steam Deck, let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of the Steam Deck is. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Pew!